Hi, I'm Ian, driver and anxiety specialist, and today's video, Calm the Panic, part 1, is about giving you an effective tool in order to literally do that, to calm the panic, to lower the physical sensations of anxiety so the panic doesn't kind of like take hold. So for you, that may be when you're merging onto a motorway, when you're on the motorway itself, when you're on a bridge or overtaking a lorry. Everything feels fine, and then from out of the blue you get these physical sensations of anxiety. So that may be an increased heart rate, an increased breathing rate. Your probably hands start to feel sweaty and clammy, and you may start to feel dizzy. So why has that happened? Well, there's been a trigger, okay, and that trigger has triggered your fight, flight, freeze response. Okay, your brain has registered it as a threat. So the exercise I'm going to show you in the next 2 videos, okay, what they do is they flip your brain from being in this fight, flight, freeze mode, your brain and body, into your rest and digest stage. Okay, so effectively we're taking power, if you like, away from the fear center of your brain, which is the amygdala, and we're putting this intellectual cortex back in control. Now, I'm going to give you just a little bit of history. And it's really through evolution. Now, we think ourselves as 21st century creatures, and indeed we are. But the way that we live our lives now is entirely different from the hundreds of thousands of years that we've been on this planet. So let's even take yourself back for, let's say, 10,000 years. And your ancestors are out in the environment that they were in, say like a forest or something like that. And they're happily gathering their fruits and their berries. At this point, they're in their rest and digest nervous system, okay? And they're having a little grunt, maybe a little chat, and then they hear from behind them this ba-bum, 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 and there's a massive roar. And over checking their shoulder, they see that a brown bear or something like that is heading straight towards them. Well, subconsciously, without even thinking about it, they trigger their fight, flight, freeze response, right? There's a threat, okay? And at that point, the heart rate increases, breathing rate increases, they go hot, they go sweaty, and they are running as fast as they can away from this brown bear. Now, while they're doing this, they go into tunnel vision. Okay, they are planning an escape route. They're not worried about what's going on outside of them anymore, the fruits and the berries. They are literally running for their life, planning an escape route. Now, why do I mention this? Well, it's key because most of the time, and most of the clients that we work with, when they felt this panic, they've done a couple of things, mainly gripping the wheel really, really tightly. Second thing that they do is they go into tunnel vision. They literally focus on what is in front of them on the road. They try and stick between 2 lines or follow the brake lights of the car in front, whatever it is, telling themselves it'll be okay, just stay on target, just follow the lorry, follow the lines, we'll be okay. Now, that's probably one of the worst things that you can do. Why? Because as soon as you go into tunnel vision, as far as this primitive part of your brain's concerned that's trying to keep you safe, okay, you are being chased by a brown bear from 10,000 years ago, or even 100, 200,000 years ago. It has no idea that you're in 2026 and you're sat in a car. Okay, so tunnel vision to your brain equals we're in danger. The only thing it knows to do when you're in danger is to flood your body with more adrenaline and more stress hormones. Therefore, your heart beats faster, your breathing gets deeper and more rapid, and you get yourself into a whole kind of like mess in terms of the physical sensations of anxiety increasing. So here's what you can do in that moment. Go into peripheral vision. Okay. Peripheral vision is the opposite of tunnel vision. Peripheral vision is widening your gaze. Okay. And the way that it works is this. Literally, you tell your brain and you're telling yourself, I'm widening my gaze and I can see as far and as wide as I can see, and there is no threat to my life. So literally what you're doing is you're stopping this amygdala from running amok, and you're putting this prefrontal cortex back in charge. So I'll just give you an example of how you kind of like test, if you like, your peripheral vision. So I'm going to be looking straight at my camera, okay? But at the same time, I'm kind of like tracking my thumbs, so it's gone from the screen now out to the outer ranges of my vision. So it's normally just short of about 180 degrees. So literally I'm still focusing on the camera, but I can see out the edges of my vision, these thumbs are going, right? So what you're not doing with peripheral vision is kind of checking this, or you're not zipping your eyes backwards and forwards. You're literally widening your gaze. By doing that, you are signaling to your brain that all is well. So obviously in a car, you're not going to be moving your thumbs, right? What you can do, okay, is try and take in as much as that windscreen as you can. So instead of just being focused on the lines in front of you, widen your vision to take in the windscreen, okay, even the wing mirrors, even the passenger windows and the driver's window. So you're widening your vision and telling your brain, there is no threat. There is nothing in front of me that is a threat to me. So that's part one, okay, about using peripheral vision. And in part two, we're going to double that up with a breathing technique to really flip your body and brain from being in this fight-flight mode to being in rest and digest.